according to the cloud. All right. Well, like I said, I was talking about the sermon that Megan and Jonathan, with Steve Furtick and his church, Elevate Church, they just talking about the battle um, of David, and awesome pastor, guest pastor yesterday. Uh, I want to get his name right.
Darius Daniels.
Darius Daniels. I wanted to say Williams. It took me several times. I did get his name spelled right last night, but he talks about the seasons and the battles or how much emotional attachment we put on things that are in our past, things that we can't let go. And it hit me because we've been in one of those seasons, like with leukemia. You got to ask yourself, well, why? We want explanations about why there. But the thing is trust. If you trust in God, you have to accept that you're not always going to get the answers, and you also have to be able to let go something that you're in to be going into something that was meant for you to be. And that hit me so hard because I go back in 2007, when Michelle found the Alliance, founded the Fitz Group, right? That it was a time that we were, in a place that we were wanting to grow. This is 15 years ago, right? And she made a leap of faith and did this thing, and here it is, 2022, and we're yet faced again with, is this all that we're meant to be? Is our group the way we wanted to be? Is our lives the way we wanted to be? Is our dreams the way we wanted to be? And so I look around on the screen. There's a lot of us that have, you can some gray hair somewhere. I mean, it's, and as you get older, I think it gets harder to dream and make those decisions and go, I want something. I'm worthy of something bigger, right? And we're called to that. I think we are. And yesterday's message just was, for me, just recognizing that everything we have to be great and do the things we want to be is within us. It's already here, and it's a matter of how we slice it open and expose ourselves, and I think between the pandemic and all the craziness that's going on in the world, I think now more than anything is a time that we have to rise up. I think what we do is tremendously important in the world, and so let me see what my topic was. How do I put it up here? Discovering who you are to show up for your clients. And I'll recommend go watch Elevate Church's sermon from yesterday, and the impact is this for me was it's time to grow. It's time to dream again. Me and Fitz were having this conversation late last night. There's some point as you get older, you just stop. You stop dreaming. And I used to do this talk on some events, talking about how our dreams when we're young are so big, and by the time we get to adult, they're so small. But it's all before us. We can learn how to be better at our processes that we do. We can learn to be better people for the agents. We can learn to be better people for our clients. I think I read a post from somebody that talked about yesterday. They just talked about they were calling clients or they're calling leads and said, hey, call me back in a couple of days, and it was just so easy to go, sure, I'll call you back in a couple of days, and then calling back in a couple of days, brother picks up, says he died last night in a motorcycle accident. And he didn't have anything, and I know sometimes when we're on the phones, it's even more challenging than you're face to face because you can't read body language. But I challenge everybody that what we do is huge for people. I mean, I grew up on barbecue plates and car washes to raise money, and I still to this day have folks that I see that I grew up with that have family members, and it's like sudden death, unexpected. The one thing I think we all should acknowledge is death is expected. It's coming. We just don't know when, right? The timing was unexpected, but we should be planning for that. And so we've been Michelle and I have been really focused on healing in this year, in this season. But I got to tell y'all, coming out of this thing, we're here to help. We're here to grow, and I'm happy to see some faces that have been with us on this journey in our past, and and see y'all back on the screen, going like, you know what? I think we're all meant to be together, and strengthen each other, and come out on the other side of this thing stronger for everybody, because we're worthy of it. We're worthy of it, and we're worthy of delivering the messages for others. Um, but we got 24 more hours of the heavy chemo. So
It's
I
all
just want
good.
I just want to say thank y'all for being with us on this journey, and hanging tight, and let's make this thing bigger for everybody. Okay, Michelle, you wanna say some things? I'm gonna shut up, and then I'll give it to Megan. To take.
Turn it over to Megan.
All right, so just say hi to everybody. Tell them you feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. He's over here crying, but I'm feeling good. So, you know, it hits me probably in about 7 to 14 days is when it hits me hard. So usually when I'm in the hospital, I'm feeling good. They got me on all kinds of good medicines too, so to keep me feeling good. Lasix and phosphorus and magnesium and then chemo. So and steroids. So had to calm myself down yesterday because I had too many steroids. But other than that, I'm good. It steroids make me kind of mean. I don't know if y'all have ever had steroids, but they're not
Hey,
good for me because I'm already an A-type personality. The doctor came in and said, "Why are your face so flushed? You need to calm down." My blood pressure was 150 something, but it was the steroid, so I got myself all calmed down, and I'm good.
since before you went into the hospital, why don't you give everybody like a little preview of what you accomplished before you went into the hospital?
Sure, like the last couple weeks, I wrote over 12 grand in premium while they were in Mexico, and I was feeling good, and I was just talking to my customers and um, from cancer plans that I talk to everyone about that are already my customers to additional final expense, additional term policies, conversions, um, and referrals. Everybody that I speak to almost now, is giving me a referral. You did such a good job for me, Michelle. I have someone that I want you to talk to. You know, letting people know that what you do and asking them if they have anyone else that needs coverage. I talk to them about their grandkids. I talk to them about their children. And if their children have a policy at work, well, great, but they need a policy outside of work. And I have great policies for that too. And once you get into the families, then you've got a whole nother set um, of referrals as they get older that they're going to refer to you. So it's great to get the grandkids, even if it's a small policy. It's great to get those grandkids covered. And you can talk about how people they can't even go to school anymore. Kroger, church, Walmart. There's gunshots everywhere. We had a gunshot at our Kroger in Seabrook. Now they have a security guard there. We just watch the news a little bit, talk about it. Things are happening. We can't control it. Um, it's a small price to pay. And as people get older, I always talk about this. As people get older, they do spend more money on life insurance and less money on car insurance. God forbid, don't have all your kids on your car insurance when you're 50 years old. You know, you're gonna have less costs on your car insurance, and you're gonna spend more on your life insurance. And then I'm talking to a lot of my customers that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s. That how's your retirement going? Well, let's talk about that. it's not going that great, or I need to, are you saving in your 401k? How are you saving in your 401k? A lot of my customers reallocate their 401k because the market's crashing right now, and you have no control over that. They're reallocating their 401ks. I have products that you have no risk of loss, and I can show you how you can have basically a separate IRA coming in when you get retired at age 65, an income stream up to age 90 that's tax-free, that has no risk of loss. But we just need to set an appointment, a Zoom appointment, and I can show you the numbers, and I'm selling those too. I think I sold 4 IULs in a home last week. I just got to get them finished. 3 for the kids and 1 for the parent that's real healthy. So the other parent wasn't real healthy, so I'm not recommending that product. You got to put it in where it's going to work for you, where they're going to be approved, and it's going to accumulate the most amount of money. So we have so many, and then we have annuities for folks that are maybe in their 60s, 70s, 80s that just need to roll over some of their investment money, or maybe their cash into something that's going to be good for them. I was talking to Bruno yesterday about one of his clients who has a $250,000 death benefit that just came in that's tax-free, and he wants to roll that into a single premium life insurance policy with like Baltimore Life. 150,000 gets his mom 250,000 of coverage, and then maybe put some of the rest of it into an annuity if he can, because the $250,000 policy for his 69-year-old mother is only 150,000, in single premium for her, and she does have a few little health issues, so that's not bad. If she died tomorrow, that's tax-free money, and he just wants to have it in there for a death benefit for her, and it's $150,000. That's like a 66% growth if she died tomorrow. Not that she would, but overnight. Yeah. So we have those types of products too.
I was just going to say, these are all just like conversation starters that lead to the premium. Sometimes we get stuck up on, I need to make a sale because I need to get paid, or I need to make a sale, or we just think about making the sale. But a lot of times it's more what I've heard you say just over the last few minutes about what you did last week. All you've talked about is the conversations that you've started, not the sales that you've made. And I just think that that's important, because you're always solving for a problem. We're not selling anything. We have to solve problems, or things or products don't get sold. It's like if you were a realtor and wanting to sell a house, you can't just sell a house to somebody. You have to solve their problem, which is, I want this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms, this size of a house, blah, blah, blah. If you don't solve the problem, you can't find the house. So, but it's just conversation starters more than anything, is what I've kind of heard you say.
Yeah, these are all just reviews that I'm doing, that I'm just talking to them. And I said, I talked to them about my cancer, and I talked to them about what my cancer plans did for me. I own 2 of them, and I did never tell my customers about them, and shame on me, because most people didn't know about them. And so I tell everybody about them now. Well, this one customer, she was worried about not only cancer, but she has heart and stroke in her family. And I said, well, we have the cancer, heart, and stroke. I'm not trying to sell them all 3 of them. I'm really trying to sell them 1 of them. But if they bring it up, hers ended up being a cancer, heart, stroke plan. It was $118 a month. Most of my cancer plans maybe run from $20 to $60 a month, on top of whatever they have. And so when you have more policies in the home, and then it's just going to make you their agent for life. They're going to always call you when their things come up. Megan had one of our old agents' moms who has an IUL with us. she posted something about Medicare on Facebook, and Megan called me and said, call Sylvia. And I called Sylvia and ended up writing her a Medicare supplement. She's 66. You guys, with your life and health license, you can write a Medicare supplement. You don't need to have AHIP. You can't write the Medicare Advantage unless you have AHIP, but you can write the Medicare supplements, and they cost about $134 a month. She was 66, so she was already over the guarantee period, but she was very healthy. So I wrote her, and she got approved in the very next day. She was so happy. She texted me, and she said, "Thank you for helping me, Michelle." You know, and it was a 20-minute enrollment, 30-minute enrollment on the screen, on the virtual screen, and very simple to do. She just had to e-sign it, and she texted me the next day. It was approved, and she's getting her card. She's getting everything. She's so excited. So we have those type of products too. The Medicare supplements.
There's so many ways to help people, but you kind of like got to lead in with what people ask for, right? So like, what are we solving for really? Well, if we're working leads, a lot of times really all we're solving for is mortgage protection, final expense, or just basic life insurance, depending on what type of lead you're working. But like yesterday, yes, on a Sunday, I was talking to some clients. It was actually some leads. And these leads, this particular lead was asking me about tax-free retirement stuff. And, you know, he's in his 60s now, really isn't healthy enough to qualify for something like that, but just was expressing to me how he just wished that somebody would have took him under his wing when he was 30 years younger and taught him about how these products could have served him in his life now. And what I had to kind of explain to him was, you know, we can always look back and think why, right? But it's just not healthy for us to understand you're trying to tell me the situation. But if we're thinking about that, now we have to think about, well, there's no better time than now, right? Because we can't go back 20 years. So the best time that we can start thinking about it and acting on it is now. But I just kind of told him, you know, what I've found over the last however many years I've been doing this is most people don't learn the importance of life insurance or tax-free retirement structured policies. They normally don't learn about it unless they're taught about it from either their parents or an agent, or they've experienced life to where they've had to learn about it, right? So you get to decide as the agent or the parent or somebody in somebody's life who cares about the other person. Like if there's somebody out there that trusts you and cares and trusts your input, you should at least be talking about this to these people. Because if you don't occur it to them, you can't expect somebody else to occur it to them. And if you don't teach them, or if we don't teach them, then life experience will teach them. And it might be too late at that point, right? What's life experience? Well, somebody could end up passing away, and the kids or the heirs learn about how important and how much just one policy even could have saved from additional taxes that weren't necessary, or probate that wasn't necessary, or all sorts of things, right? But it's our job to educate people and then let them be in the driver's seat of what they ultimately decide. But we have to really exude that, like, I believe this is right for you, and I care about your situation. If I didn't believe this was right for you, I wouldn't be offering it to you. So, and I'm not just talking about IULs, that's what we were talking about yesterday, but that's the same conversation when we're talking about a burial plan, final expense coverage for a $10,000 policy. It's the same conviction. It's the same conviction with the child whole life plan. Because what I know is that having something in place is always better than nothing. We can't go in overselling, but we can't not sell anything. but it is our job because we do have to realize that something is better than nothing. And we already know that as the agent, but we have to get people started somewhere. Even if it's just a $10 a month accidental policy, it gets these people into your book of business. And 15, 5, 10 years from now, you're going to be having these conversations as a current client. And now that they've gotten used to having insurance, they've gotten used to you being their agent, there's trust built, they're more likely to listen to you and move forward with additional products, just like my mom's done over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, selling $12,000 in premium just off current clients. I don't think she's taken leads in 2 years, but that doesn't happen overnight. Doesn't happen overnight. And if you expect it to happen overnight, I'm just going to tell you up front, it ain't going to happen overnight.
You got to get through it. You got to work through the lead process, and we're always tweaking things. I came up, we just discovered a few things this weekend, talking to some different people about, well, this is a way we can approach some different leads too. So, but it is 8:00. We're trying to let y'all get on out of here real quick. And I know it was jam packed this morning. I know I took a lot of time, but thank y'all for letting me share, because it's been, for me, this has been a good thing for us to do. And I'm so proud of everybody on this call. And, I'm just thinking in the back of my head of all the things that we can now start, as Michelle starts feeling better, as we start getting, coming out of this season. What does the next season look like, and how do we help everybody? I think those conversation starters is probably a golden training that Michelle has up her sleeve that she doesn't even know that she's doing it all the time. Even just with if you read the blog, even with Gladys yesterday morning, that was a God thing, but it came about because a simple conversation, like, hey, I'm gonna see you again tonight. She goes like, no, it's my last night. What do you mean? Last night of the shift? No, I'm retiring. I'm done.
And she's calling me about her retirement, her, because she's now getting on Part B and her Medicare and all that. She's 70.
70, y'all.
But some people, don't retire till that age. So I also sent something out on Facebook. I'll post it to the AG team channel. It's just a little kind of a educational thing, but I got a lot of really good response on Facebook, and feel free to post it to your Facebook
we
change it up.
We figured out how to share it. We learned some new skills this weekend.
I did learn how to share it. So if y'all are friends on me, y'all can all friend me with Facebook if you use it. I sometimes put out educational things on my Facebook.
So we'll close out here this morning. Don't forget, tomorrow morning is sales meeting. There are a few days left in the month. You still have 3 full days. Wait, are there 31 days or 30? 30. We still have 3 full days to get business submitted and issued. It is not too late to get something submitted, issued, and paid before the end of the month. You just have to believe that you can do it. And we believe that you can do it. So tomorrow's sales meeting, make sure to send in your transmittals today to whomever you send them to, whether it's me or the Alleman group. But today's been a good meeting. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. We're going to kick everybody off so we can have our staff meeting now.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.